Let me start out by saying that there won't be much B-roll, so you can have this video in the background, running in the background, and go to another tab for websites or play games or whatever while you are listening to the video. When that is said, here's my wish list. It's not a prediction, just a wish list of stuff and features I'd like to see in Android 9.0, which I'll dub Pancake. That's my personal take on the name. You can criticize it in the comment below. So in last major update of Android Oreo, and the one before, if I'm not mistaken, had Wi-Fi Aware and Wi-Fi Direct implemented, allowing for much faster data transfer over wireless than Bluetooth does. And I'd like to see that in an updated version of Android Beam. With Wi-Fi Aware, you can see Wi-Fi Aware enabled devices in your vicinity, kind of like Bluetooth does right now. So having Wi-Fi Aware and Wi-Fi Direct working together for faster file transfers would be the best. Currently, AirDrop, if I'm not mistaken, does something similar. Apple uses Bluetooth for discoverability, but Wi-Fi Aware should remove the need for Bluetooth at all, allowing devices to transfer speeds. AirDrop already does the transfer over Wi-Fi, but with Android Beam, it's NFC for discoverability. You touch the phones together and they transfer over Bluetooth, which is much slower than Wi-Fi. So a feature implemented in the share sheet for Android would be having Wi-Fi aware devices in the vicinity showing up and Wi-Fi Direct for data transfer. I actually often use Android Beam with my girlfriend when taking a picture that she likes and she wants. I then beam it to her phone through Android Beam. So there's actually no current standard for audio over Wi-Fi. There's Chromecast Audio is the closest to a Wi-Fi standard for audio. Implementing with Wi-Fi Direct, it might be possible to have something like Chromecast Audio for headphones instead of using Bluetooth, though that might not be needed because of LDAC, Sony LDAC, which is currently implemented Android 8.0 Oreo, but having Chromecast Audio or something similar for Wi-Fi Direct headphones, which currently aren't on the market because there's no official support for audio over Wi-Fi currently. There might become something if Google have made something. That would be really awesome to have something like that. Many OEMs have some sort of themes support. Sony have had it for a while, at least since Sony Xperia Z3, which came out in 2014. Samsung phones also have theme support. Many third-party ROMs have it. OEMs have native theme support, but it's not part of AO's Android open source project, which is a bummer. But Google made an API for launchers and app developers, where an app developer or app designer rather can change, have different icons for different styles of icons, like the round ones, the teardrop ones, etc., which the launcher can then show which they prefer. Action Launcher actually has its own customizability, so I can change on Action Launcher which style I prefer. But having actual theme support would be so great, because having a streamlined theme support in Android is what the Android theming market really needs, in my opinion. Because sometimes there are some Samsung themes that I really think are gorgeous, but I can't use them on my Sony device because their theming engines are incompatible, which is frankly a bummer. I'd also like to see an OS level of Thunderbolt support or equivalent. So USB-C brought with it in alt mode Thunderbolt 3 support if the device supports it, and Intel recently, half a year or so ago, announced that they were bringing Thunderbolt 3 to an open standard. So implementing it in ARM CPUs in the future might not be difficult, depending on the requirements from the CPU sites that Intel bring up. It might actually be an x86 only thing, but ARM CPUs may be able to bring Thunderbolt 3 support, and having that in phones would be awesome for one thing, especially one thing, and that's external GPUs, which currently might sound a bit wacky, but with Samsung DeX and the thing Huawei have, where you can turn your phone into a desktop instead of a phone with full desktop functionalities like floating windows, it would be awesome to have Thunderbolt 3 supports for external GPUs, because the CPU in modern day phones, especially flagship phones, they are quite powerful. My phone sports 8 cores. 8 cores, that's insane. My laptop has 2. My phone has higher clock speed than my laptop. That's insane. And this is not a weak laptop. Oh, well, actually it is. It's a MacBook Air, but it's not super weak. But replacing it with a phone, especially if you have a laptop shelf like the Razer concept design, where you plug your phone into the trackpad, and having an external GPU in the laptop shelf could be really awesome for development, for gaming, for people who don't want to carry more than one device on them. And that brings me to a native desktop mode for Android would be so amazing. Calling Samsung DeX popular, it would be an overstatement, at least. But having a desktop mode might actually make something like Samsung DeX more popular, especially if you make a laptop shell or implement external GPU support, because the CPU in a phone is actually powerful, but the GPU is not on par with laptops. And this was a list of my wishes for the next generation of the Android operating system. Please tell me what you think in the comments below. You can tweet at me at Bastianinuk, or you can hit me up in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you like this video. Have a nice day.